Akshay, Marathe, to start with you first. If there is nothing to criticize, you don't have to try and find water in a rock. You're overdoing it, Akshay. You could have been positive today. We're doing very well. We've got a huge capex. You know, this capex is going to go to all parts of the country. State governments have been incentivized to do more. Social welfare continues. Fiscal deficit is amazing. Actually, I think you have nothing to criticize. Actually, I think you don't. Do you? If you have anything specific which you have a problem with, then you tell Zafar now, and Zafar will take you on to start with.
Arnab, I first want to start off by saying that I completely understand why we have to speak in loud voices on this channel, because I've been hearing your producers talk for the last 30 minutes. And if you conduct this show every day with so many voices whispering in your head, I salute you for your dedication in focusing on what needs to be said. But be that as it may, let me focus on the issue at hand today. Look,
come to the point.
The last 10 years, the Modi government has promised India that they will produce 2 crore jobs every single year. And every budget, every youth of this country is looking at the finance minister expecting that there will be some kind of roadmap that talks about how will these jobs be created. Instead, you have tall promises each year after year after year, instead of communicating what has been done in the previous year to create jobs, what has been done in the previous year to reduce inflation. Instead of focusing on these critical issues, the Modi government is only focused on patting its own back. You saw the minister that spoke right before us, Mr. Piyush Goyal. He had nothing to say about job creation. He had nothing to say about inflation and how the Modi government is going to reduce inflation. This is an election year, but this government is so arrogant that they don't have it in them to even consider that they are accountable to the people of India. The people are crying out loud that we cannot tolerate these high prices. For the last 10 years, Arnab, we have experienced the worst phase of jobless growth that any country may have experienced in the history of the world. We have had such high growth, 5, 6%, 7%, but no single job survey has been conducted in the last 5 years that indicates how much of that growth has gone into the pockets of the people. Or has this growth been entirely concentrated at the top 1-2% of India, the corporate class, the owners of these media organizations, the owners of big sporting companies that are making all the bucks? So the fact of the matter is the people can experience sheer economic pain, and the government does nothing to talk about that and expects that the opposition will have nothing to say against it. Are we supposed to be cheerleaders of the government? The opposition will critique.
You're not substantiating. You're not substantiating. You're not substantiating anything with numbers. You are just making a series of statements. You are not substantiating anything with numbers. You're just saying this is bad, that is bad, this is bad, that is worse. You don't have a single number. You can't substantiate it with a number. Take on Zafar Islam with a number.
Can I just in the central government? What has the BJP said today about filling up those vacancies? 10 lakh jobs can be created in the stroke of a pen.
It's okay, you have spoken.
Okay.
Can I just respond, please? I think, Arnab, let me respond to him.
Go on.
First of all, he must understand. He must understand that this rhetoric will not be receptive to the common man on the street, because they know there's a government who believes in a governance model which actually is helping this governance model which believes in 2 basic points: fairness and effectiveness, and that policy has helped a common man on the street. So they are extremely happy as far as the marginalized section of the society is concerned. But when we talk about the economy, we inherited a fragile economy. Today is the top 5 economy in the world. It's a robust economy, it's a growing economy. And this budget, if anybody was expecting that we should have made so many announcements, perhaps had we made the announcement in this budget, these people would have been criticizing us. So this interim budget was only a vote on accounts, and that is what we have achieved, except one more thing, that we have given direction. Our priority is very clear. We have made our economy very strong. It is growing very fast. The world is acknowledging that Indian economy is growing under the leadership of the Honorable Prime Minister. It's very strong, it's growing very fast. Secondly, what is more important, that the job creation, when the people are talk about job creation, see the number, NSO number, that this year the unemployment rate is 3.2, which is much better than what we had pre-pandemic level or during UPL level. So this only suggests that the policy initiative, structural reform, policy reform, whatever have been undertaken by the Honorable Prime Minister in last 10 years, actually paying the dividends. Today, who will criticize the Indian economy? Only fools will criticize, because all the macroeconomic parameters, if you see, as the Honorable Minister, Mr. Piyush Goyal was talking about, that it was looking terrible in 2013-14 because it was a fragile economy. Now you see the inflation, he was talking about the inflation. Inflation is well in control and it is coming off. The target for next year RBI has indicated is 4.5%. What else you want? 4.5% inflation, which as against the double-digit inflation we have seen during UPA regime. Secondly, the fiscal deficit. What is it with the health of the economy? The fiscal deficit, we had targeted 5.9. Actually, the revised budget estimates is 5.8, and this year the target is 5.1. This only suggests the fiscal prudence, whatever has been expected about what is being expected from the government, is being followed strictly by the government. Third thing, the ease of living, which is the priority for the government, and that's why all the initiative which has been taken through policy reform by the government to ensure that the common man, the marginalized section of the society, the youth, the women, the annadata, the farmers, and of course these people's interests are safeguarded. They should be the biggest beneficiary. Today, a common man always feels comfortable because there is a leader who understands their concern, and his every policy decision which is being taken by the Prime Minister addresses their concern. When the next budget will come, this was only interim budget. The 2024 budget, which will be presented in July, will capture all the aspiration of youth, our farmers, our Nari Shakti, because the indication in this budget is loud and clear that these are the 4 pillars will be prioritized, will be focused by through policy decision, and their welfare is the priority for our government.
We'll take a response from the opposition in a minute to the points made by Zafar Islam.
Brace yourselves for a revolutionary leap into the world of news with the Republic World app. We are not merely presenting a news app. We at Republic TV are ushering in a new era of digital news consumption. The Republic World mobile app has the essence of power of breaking news and the heartbeat of our impactful shows seamlessly integrated into a singular dynamic platform for you. Join us, viewers, in an experience that goes beyond conventional news reporting. Don't merely witness the news, become a part of it. Download the Republic World app, now available on both the Google Play Store and the Apple App Store.